Have you ever noticed how some days you just feel lighter? Maybe it's when you're surrounded by nature, sharing a genuine laugh with a close friend, or when you accomplish something that felt impossible. Those moments, when you feel in flow, confident, and connected, are when your vibration is naturally higher. But let's be honest, there are also days where that feeling seems out of reach. We all experience times when we feel weighed down by stress, self-doubt, or the noise of everyday life. And that's okay. We're human, after all. Today, I want to talk about how we can raise our vibration, how we can shift from that low, stuck energy and step into a higher state of being. It's not about being perfect or pretending to be positive all the time. It's about embracing practices that help us realign with the best version of ourselves. Because when we raise our vibration, we not only feel better, but we attract more of what lights us up. So, take a deep breath with me, and let's explore how you can lift your energy, feel more empowered, and step into a space where you truly thrive. So, how do we actually raise our vibration? What does it even mean? Raising your vibration is really about shifting your energy into a more positive, expansive state. It's like tuning into a higher frequency, where you feel more joy, more peace, and more aligned with your true self. And this doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it's often the simplest practices that create the most powerful shifts. So, let's start with something that's incredibly personal and unique to you: self-awareness. Think about this for a moment. How often do you truly check in with yourself? We live in a fast-paced world, where we're constantly doing, moving, reacting, but when was the last time you paused and asked yourself, how am I really feeling right now? Self-awareness is the foundation of raising your vibration. When you can tune into your emotions, your thoughts, and your energy, you can start to notice the patterns. Maybe you realize that certain situations drain you, or that self-doubt keeps popping up in your mind. By acknowledging these feelings without judgment, you're already taking the first step to shifting your energy. So, next time you feel off balance, take a few deep breaths, and simply ask yourself, what's going on inside of me? And be gentle with whatever comes up. It's all part of your growth. Now, let's talk about gratitude. You've probably heard a lot about this, but it's not just a buzzword, it's truly one of the most powerful ways to shift your vibration. Why? Because when we focus on what we do have, what's going right, and the little things that bring us joy, we start to attract more of that same energy. I remember a time when I was feeling really low, stuck in a loop of negative thinking. Nothing seemed to be going my way. But one day, I decided to sit down and just write a few things I was thankful for. And honestly, at first, it felt forced, like I was just going through the motions. But after a few days of doing this, something shifted. I started to see more beauty in the small things: a warm cup of tea, a good conversation, or even just the fact that I had another day to try again. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, but it does change how we move through them. And that's where the magic happens. Another beautiful way to raise your vibration is by moving your body. But not in a forced or rigid way, more like mindful movement. Whether it's taking a gentle walk, stretching, or even dancing around your living room to your favorite song, movement helps us release stagnant energy. Think about the last time you took a walk in nature or had a good stretch after sitting for a long time. How did that feel? There's something so grounding about getting out of our heads and back into our bodies. When you're feeling stuck or low vibe, try moving in a way that feels good for you. Even just 5 minutes can make a huge difference. It's a simple yet powerful reminder that we're alive, connected, and capable of change. And here's a big one: the people, spaces, and energy that you surround yourself with. Our environments have a massive influence on our vibration, whether we realize it or not. Think about the people you spend the most time with. Do they lift you up? Do they inspire you? Or do they drain your energy? Sometimes, raising your vibration means setting boundaries or intentionally choosing to be around people and spaces that nourish your spirit. It's okay to distance yourself from negativity and surround yourself with positivity. You're allowed to choose what and who gets your energy. Finally, let's talk about self-compassion. Because no matter how many tools or practices we use, the key to raising our vibration lies in how we treat ourselves. We all have moments where we're hard on ourselves, where we feel like we're not doing enough, or we fall back into old patterns. But here's the truth, it's okay to stumble. It's okay to not have it all figured out. What matters is how you speak to yourself in those moments. Instead of criticizing, can you offer yourself kindness? Can you remind yourself that you're doing your best and that every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress? When you approach yourself with love and patience, your vibration naturally begins to rise. You create a space within yourself where healing and growth can truly happen. So, those are just a few ways to raise your vibration: by tuning into your inner energy, practicing gratitude, moving your body, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, and being kind to yourself. Each of these practices is simple, but when done with intention, they can create a powerful shift in how you feel and what you attract into your life. Remember, raising your vibration isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about creating more moments where you feel aligned, energized, and connected to the best version of yourself. And trust me, you have everything you need within you to do just that. In the next part, I'll share even more practices that can help you raise your vibration and step into a higher, more empowered version of yourself. So stay with me, and let's continue this journey together. Now that we've talked about the foundational practices to raise your vibration, let's go a little deeper. Because the truth is, raising your vibration is an ongoing journey. It's something we have to cultivate and maintain over time. And part of that journey is understanding how our self-confidence plays into our energy and vibration. When you think about self-confidence, what comes to mind for you? Is it something you feel consistently, or does it come and go? I know for me, self-confidence used to feel like this elusive thing that showed up only on certain days or when I achieved something big. But I've come to realize that true confidence isn't about external accomplishments or having everything figured out. It's about feeling grounded in who you are, regardless of the circumstances. One of the biggest factors that can impact our self-confidence, and ultimately, our vibration, is the way we talk to ourselves. Think about it, how often do you catch yourself being your own worst critic? Maybe it's that little voice in your head saying, "You're not good enough," or "Why can't you just get it right?" We all have that inner dialogue, and it can be so subtle, but it has a powerful impact on our energy. What if, instead of beating yourself up, you could start speaking to yourself with more compassion? When you notice those critical thoughts creeping in, try shifting the conversation. Remind yourself that you are learning, growing, and evolving. You don't have to have all the answers right now. Imagine how much lighter and more confident you'd feel if you became your biggest supporter instead of your harshest critic. Another way to raise your vibration and boost your self-confidence is by taking small, aligned actions. Sometimes, we wait until we feel completely ready or confident before taking that first step, but the reality is, confidence often comes from doing rather than waiting. Have you ever noticed how when you accomplish even the smallest task, you feel a little surge of energy? That's because action creates momentum. Start with something small, something that feels manageable but meaningful to you. It could be anything from setting a healthy boundary, completing a task you've been putting off, or simply showing up for yourself in a new way. Each time you follow through, you're telling yourself, "I can do this," and that builds trust in yourself. Over time, those small wins add up, and suddenly, you find yourself feeling more capable and confident in every area of your life. One of the most powerful ways to raise your vibration is by embracing the idea that your journey is uniquely yours. In today's world, it's so easy to get caught up in comparison, especially with social media showing us everyone's highlight reels. But here's the thing, no one else has walked in your shoes. No one else has your experiences, your perspective, or your strengths. And that's what makes you powerful. When we stop comparing our path to others and start honoring where we are right now, we reclaim our energy. Think about a time when you felt proud of something, not because someone else validated it, but because it felt true and aligned with you. That feeling, that's the essence of raising your vibration. It comes from owning your unique path and trusting that where you are is exactly where you're meant to be. Another important aspect of raising your vibration is learning to let go of the things that no longer serve you. This could be old beliefs, habits, or even relationships that drain your energy. Sometimes, we hold on to things out of comfort or fear of the unknown, but deep down, we know they're keeping us stuck. Take a moment to reflect on something in your life that feels heavy or out of alignment. Maybe it's a habit that leaves you feeling disconnected, or a mindset that keeps you playing small. What would it feel like to release that? To create space for something new and more aligned with who you're becoming? Letting go isn't always easy, but it's a powerful way to clear the path for higher vibration. It's an act of self-love, allowing you to shed what's weighing you down so you can rise into a higher, more expansive version of yourself. We talked earlier about the importance of the energy around us, but let's dive deeper into what that really means. Inspiration is contagious. When we surround ourselves with people, content, and environments that uplift and inspire us, we naturally begin to feel more expansive and hopeful. Think about the people in your life or the content you consume daily. Do they inspire you? Do they make you feel like you're capable of more? If not, it might be time to make a shift. Whether it's connecting with like-minded people, reading a book that sparks your curiosity, or creating a space in your home that feels peaceful and energizing, the energy you choose to surround yourself with plays a huge role in your vibration. All of these practices, shifting your inner dialogue, taking small aligned actions, embracing your unique journey, letting go of what no longer serves you, and surrounding yourself with inspiration, are powerful ways to not only raise your vibration but also strengthen your self-confidence. The beautiful thing about this journey is that it's personal. It's not about following a strict formula or comparing yourself to anyone else. It's about finding what resonates with you and making the choice to show up for yourself, day by day, moment by moment. As you continue this process, I encourage you to be gentle with yourself. There will be days when you feel high vibe and unstoppable, and days when you feel low, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep coming back to these practices, trusting that each time you do, you're raising your vibration, little by little. In the next part, we're going to explore even more ways to elevate your energy and stay in that higher vibration space. But for now, I'd love to know, what's one practice that resonates with you? What's one thing you can start doing today to raise your vibration? Share it in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. Now that we've covered some foundational ways to raise your vibration, let's dive into a few more practices that can help you maintain that higher energy in your day-to-day life. As we go through these, I want you to think about how each one relates to your own experience. What feels true for you? What resonates? In a world that's always moving so fast, it's easy to get caught up in the past or worry about the future. But the power to raise your vibration often lies in the present moment. Think about how often we go through our day on autopilot, our minds jumping from one thing to the next. When was the last time you just stopped and fully experienced the moment you were in? Mindfulness is a simple yet profound way to raise your vibration. It's about tuning into the now. It could be as simple as paying attention to the feel of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds outside, or even the way your body feels when you're breathing deeply. When we're present, we're able to connect more fully with ourselves and the world around us. If you find yourself getting lost in the busyness of life, try this: the next time you're doing something simple, like drinking a cup of tea or going for a walk, be fully present in that moment. Notice how it makes you feel. It's amazing how these small moments of presence can have a ripple effect, lifting your energy and bringing you back into alignment. How you start your day sets the tone for your vibration. Think about your typical morning. Is it rushed? Full of stress? Or do you create space to ground yourself before the day begins? A morning routine doesn't have to be complicated, but it should be something that nourishes you. It might be a few minutes of journaling, stretching, meditating, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. The key is to choose practices that make you feel centered and energized. When you start your day intentionally, you're much more likely to carry that higher vibration with you throughout the day. What would your ideal morning look like? What small shifts can you make to start your day in a way that feels calm, intentional, and aligned with your energy? What we consume mentally is just as important as what we consume physically. Think about how much information we're exposed to every day: the news, social media, conversations, and even our internal dialogue. All of that influences our vibration. Have you ever noticed how watching something uplifting or listening to a podcast that resonates with you can shift your entire mood? Or how spending too much time scrolling through social media can leave you feeling drained? It's all energy. To raise your vibration, be mindful of the content you're consuming. Surround yourself with positive, empowering input, whether that's books, podcasts, or conversations with people who lift you up. When you intentionally choose to fill your mind with positivity, it naturally reflects in how you feel and show up in the world. Sometimes, we think that raising our vibration means always feeling good, but that's not realistic. Life has its ups and downs, and part of raising your vibration is learning to honor your emotions, even the tough ones. It's about creating space for them without getting stuck in them. Think about a time when you were going through something difficult. Did you allow yourself to fully feel those emotions, or did you push them aside? When we suppress our emotions, they tend to linger, affecting our energy in subtle ways. But when we give ourselves permission to feel and process, we create room for healing and higher vibration. Next time you're feeling low or overwhelmed, try this: instead of resisting the emotion, sit with it. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to teach me? By acknowledging it without judgment, you can move through it more quickly and with greater ease, allowing yourself to return to a higher state of being. When was the last time you did something purely for the joy of it? As adults, we sometimes forget how powerful play and fun can be for raising our vibration. We get so caught up in responsibilities that we lose touch with the simple things that make us feel light and carefree. Think back to when you were a kid. What made you feel alive? Maybe it was drawing, playing outside, or listening to music. Those things that brought you joy then can still lift your vibration today. Even something as simple as laughing with a friend, dancing in your living room, or spending time doing a hobby you love can have a profound effect on your energy. What brings you joy? How can you incorporate more of that into your daily life? When you make time for play, you naturally raise your vibration and attract more positive energy into your life. We've covered a lot of ground so far, from mindfulness to play, and it all comes back to the same core idea: raising your vibration is about choosing practices that align with your true self. The more you tap into what makes you feel grounded, joyful, and present, the more your energy will naturally rise. What's beautiful about this process is that it's unique to you. It's about finding what feels right for your journey and trusting that each small step you take will make a difference. Whether it's starting a morning routine, being more mindful, or simply letting yourself have fun, these practices can shift your energy and help you live in a higher vibration. As we continue this conversation, I'd love to hear from you. What practice do you feel called to try next? What's one thing you can start doing today to create more joy and alignment in your life? Let's keep sharing and supporting each other as we raise our vibration together. As we continue this journey of raising our vibration, there's one key aspect we haven't touched on yet, and that's self-trust. This is the foundation of true confidence, and when we strengthen our self-trust, our vibration naturally rises. But how often do we stop to ask ourselves, do I trust my own instincts? Think about a time when you had a gut feeling about something, but maybe you second-guessed yourself. We've all been there. Sometimes we look outside of ourselves for validation or direction, but deep down, we already know what's right for us. Learning to trust that inner voice is one of the most empowering things we can do. Your intuition is your inner guide, always working to keep you aligned with your highest self. But trusting it doesn't always come easily, especially when we've been taught to rely on logic or outside opinions. The truth is, your intuition is never wrong, it's your direct link to your inner wisdom. Have you ever had a moment where something just felt right, even if it didn't make sense to anyone else? That's your intuition speaking. The more we practice listening to it, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger it becomes, the more we start to trust ourselves in every situation. A simple way to strengthen your intuition is to check in with yourself regularly. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or just taking a quiet moment in the day to ask, what do I need right now? Start paying attention to how your body and mind respond. Often, the first feeling that comes up is your intuition trying to guide you. Another powerful way to raise your vibration is by setting clear intentions that reflect what you truly want, not what you think you should want. So often, we set goals or pursue things based on expectations or pressure from others. But when your intentions come from a place of alignment with your authentic desires, your energy naturally shifts into a higher state. Think about the goals you have right now. Are they aligned with your heart, or are they based on what you think you should be doing? When we align our intentions with our inner truth, we stop pushing against life and start flowing with it. And that flow, that's where your vibration really begins to rise. One way to set aligned intentions is to take some time to reflect on what lights you up. What brings you joy and fulfillment? What makes you feel like you're living in alignment with your higher self? When you focus on those things, your energy and motivation naturally rise, and the universe responds in kind. One of the biggest blocks to raising our vibration is the fear of being judged by others. It's something we all experience, whether it's worrying about what people think, fear of making a mistake, or hesitation to show up fully as ourselves. But holding on to that fear lowers our energy and keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. What would it feel like to let go of that fear? To allow yourself to show up exactly as you are, without worrying about how others might perceive you. The truth is, most of the time, people are too wrapped up in their own lives to judge us the way we think they are. And even if they do, their opinions don't define us. Letting go of the need for external validation frees up so much of our energy. It creates space for us to focus on what truly matters, how we feel about ourselves. When you stop seeking approval from the outside and start trusting your own path, you naturally raise your vibration. You give yourself permission to live in alignment with your authentic self, and that's where true confidence begins. Often, we're so focused on where we're going that we forget to celebrate how far we've come. We tend to downplay our achievements, telling ourselves it's not enough or that we still have a long way to go. But here's the thing, every step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. Think about your journey up to this point. What have you overcome? What have you learned? What small wins have you experienced along the way? When we take time to acknowledge our progress, we're sending a message to ourselves that we're capable, that we're growing, and that we're worthy of celebrating. One of the most powerful ways to boost your self-confidence and raise your vibration is to actively recognize and appreciate your growth. Instead of focusing on what you haven't achieved yet, focus on what you've already accomplished. Celebrate those moments, and let them remind you of your strength and resilience. At the end of the day, raising your vibration is about coming home to your true, authentic self. It's about peeling back the layers of who you think you're supposed to be and stepping into who you really are. And when you live from that space of authenticity, your energy naturally rises. There's so much freedom in allowing yourself to be fully seen, flaws and all. It's in those moments where we stop pretending, stop hiding, and start embracing our true selves that our confidence grows and our vibration lifts. Authenticity is magnetic because it's real. When you're living in alignment with who you truly are, you attract people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with that higher energy. So, ask yourself, what parts of your authentic self are you ready to embrace more fully? What would it look like to live from that space, unapologetically? When you align with your true self, you raise your vibration and begin to create a life that reflects your highest potential. Each of these practices, listening to your intuition, setting aligned intentions, releasing fear of judgment, celebrating your progress, and connecting with your authentic self, are about tuning into your inner power and trusting yourself more fully. And as you strengthen that self-trust, your vibration naturally rises, opening up a world of possibilities. As we move deeper into this journey of raising our vibration, I want to touch on something really important: gratitude. It's something that may seem simple, but its impact on our energy and outlook is profound. Gratitude has this incredible way of shifting our focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in our lives. And when we make that shift, our entire vibration rises. Think about a time when you were feeling down or frustrated, and you consciously chose to focus on something you were grateful for. Maybe it was a loved one, a small win, or even something as simple as the warmth of the sun. How did that make you feel? Gratitude has the power to instantly lift us out of a lower state and remind us of all the goodness that's already present. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending everything's perfect. It's about recognizing that, even in the midst of difficulty, there's always something to appreciate. And the more we focus on those things, the more we invite higher energy into our lives. It's a practice of shifting our attention from what's missing to what's already here, and in doing so, we open ourselves to more abundance. Start by reflecting on what you're grateful for right now. It could be something small, like a good conversation you had, the comfort of your home, or simply the fact that you woke up today. When we get into the habit of regularly practicing gratitude, it becomes second nature, and our vibration naturally stays in a higher, more positive state. Another powerful way to raise your vibration is through self-compassion. We can be so hard on ourselves, holding ourselves to impossible standards or criticizing ourselves for not being enough. But when we practice self-compassion, we give ourselves the grace to be human, to make mistakes, and to grow at our own pace. Think about the way you speak to yourself when things don't go as planned. Are you kind? Or are you quick to judge yourself? When we offer ourselves the same kindness we'd offer a friend, we create a space of softness and healing. And that space allows our energy to expand, rather than contract under the weight of self-criticism. Take a moment to reflect on an area where you could use a little more compassion. What would it feel like to forgive yourself, to let go of the pressure to be perfect, and to simply be with where you are right now? That act of compassion is a huge step toward raising your vibration. Raising your vibration also means learning when to rest and restore. Sometimes, we think that to stay in a high vibration state, we need to constantly be doing, taking action, striving, pushing ourselves. But rest is just as important as action. It's in those moments of stillness that we allow our energy to recharge. Think about the last time you felt truly rested. Maybe it was after a good night's sleep, a relaxing weekend, or simply taking a moment for yourself in the middle of a busy day. How did you feel afterward? Rest is essential for maintaining a high vibration because it gives our minds and bodies the space to restore balance. If you're feeling depleted, ask yourself, how can I give myself the rest I need? It could be as simple as unplugging for a little while, taking a walk in nature, or just slowing down and being more intentional with your time. Giving yourself permission to rest is an act of self-care, and it's a powerful way to nurture your energy. The energy of the people around us plays a huge role in our vibration. Think about the relationships in your life. Do they uplift and support you, or do they drain and diminish your energy? It's important to surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, who bring out the best in you, and who reflect the kind of energy you want to cultivate. Consider the people in your inner circle. Are they aligned with the version of yourself that you're stepping into? When we're around others who vibrate at a higher frequency, who are kind, compassionate, and positive, it naturally elevates our own energy. On the flip side, relationships that are negative or toxic can pull us into lower states of being. You don't have to cut people off, but it's important to set healthy boundaries and be mindful of how much energy you give to certain relationships. By surrounding yourself with positivity, you're actively raising your vibration and creating space for more aligned connections to enter your life. A big part of raising your vibration is learning to trust the timing of your life. We often want things to happen immediately. We want results, progress, or answers right away. But life doesn't always unfold on our timeline. Sometimes, there's a deeper reason why things take longer, or why challenges arise. When we trust in divine timing, we release the need to control everything, and that release brings peace. Think about a time when something didn't happen as quickly as you wanted, but later, you realized it worked out exactly as it was meant to. Maybe a delay led to an unexpected opportunity or gave you the space to grow in ways you didn't anticipate. Trusting in the process allows us to relax and surrender to life's flow, raising our vibration by letting go of resistance. What's something in your life right now that you're feeling impatient about? How would it feel to trust that it's unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see it yet? When we let go of the need to control outcomes, we make room for the universe to work its magic. Gratitude, self-compassion, rest, positive relationships, and trusting in divine timing, each of these practices brings us closer to living in a higher vibration. They remind us that raising our vibration isn't about forcing things to be perfect, but about flowing with life, nurturing ourselves, and trusting that we are exactly where we need to be. As we wrap up our conversation about raising your vibration, there's one final element I want to leave you with: consistency. It's easy to feel motivated in the moment, but sustaining that higher vibration over time requires regular practice. And it's in those small, daily actions where the real transformation happens. Think about the habits you already have in place. What routines are serving your growth, and what might be holding you back? Sometimes, it's the subtle changes we make, like shifting our mindset in the morning, or choosing to pause before reacting, that lead to the biggest shifts in our energy over time. Raising your vibration isn't a one-time thing. It's about building daily practices that keep your energy elevated, even when life gets challenging. These don't have to be huge commitments. In fact, it's often the small, consistent practices that have the most lasting impact. Maybe you start each day with a moment of gratitude, or you take time to journal before bed, reflecting on what went well. These small moments of mindfulness anchor you in higher energy. Think about what you can add to your daily routine, whether it's deep breathing, a few minutes of meditation, or simply spending time doing something that brings you joy. The key is making it a habit. What's one small, intentional action you can commit to every day? By focusing on that, you'll notice how your overall energy starts to shift and stay higher, more consistently. When we talk about raising your vibration, it's important to remember that it doesn't mean always feeling perfect or being in a constant state of positivity. Life happens. We have our ups and downs, and it's okay to experience the full range of emotions. Perfectionism can be a trap that lowers our vibration, because it keeps us in a constant state of self-criticism and stress. Think about a time when you were striving for perfection. How did that make you feel? Often, it creates pressure, anxiety, and a sense of not being enough. Instead of aiming for perfection, try focusing on progress, on growth. Each day is an opportunity to do your best, knowing that your best will look different on different days. Letting go of perfectionism allows you to stay in a higher state of flow, because you're no longer holding yourself to unrealistic standards. How would it feel to release the need for perfection? To give yourself permission to simply show up as you are, without the pressure of being perfect? When we let go of that, our energy rises naturally. Holding on to resentment, whether it's toward others or ourselves, can weigh heavily on our vibration. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for releasing that weight and raising our energy. This isn't about excusing harmful behavior, but rather freeing ourselves from the burden of carrying anger or hurt. When we forgive, we release the emotional charge that's been keeping us stuck in lower energy. Think about someone or something in your life that you've been holding on to. Maybe it's a situation that didn't go the way you wanted, or a relationship that left you feeling hurt. Now imagine how much lighter you'd feel if you were able to let that go. Forgiveness is for you. It's an act of self-care, because it frees up space in your heart for peace and healing. Who or what might you need to forgive today? And how would that shift your energy if you chose to release the resentment or pain you've been holding on to? A key part of raising your vibration is recognizing that you are responsible for your own energy. We can't always control what happens around us, but we can control how we respond to it. Taking responsibility for your energy means being intentional about what you allow into your life, whether it's thoughts, relationships, or experiences. Reflect on the things that impact your energy the most. What drains you? What lifts you up? When you become aware of these things, you can start making choices that protect your vibration. Maybe it's spending less time in situations that feel negative, or being more mindful of the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. The more responsibility we take for our energy, the more empowered we feel to keep it in a high state. What's one area where you can take more responsibility for your energy? It's not about controlling everything, but about making conscious choices that align with your highest self. As we close this discussion on raising your vibration, it all comes back to one simple truth: trust in yourself. Trusting your ability to make decisions that are right for you, trusting that you have the wisdom to navigate life's challenges, and trusting that your journey is unfolding as it's meant to. When we trust ourselves, we naturally align with our higher vibration because we're no longer questioning or doubting every move. Think about a time when you followed your intuition and it led you in the right direction. How did that feel? Trusting yourself is about knowing that, even if things don't always turn out as expected, you have the inner strength and wisdom to handle whatever comes your way. The more we trust ourselves, the less we seek validation from outside sources, and the more aligned we become with our true energy. How can you deepen your self-trust? What's one area of your life where you can start trusting your own voice over the noise of the world around you? When you begin to trust yourself more fully, your vibration naturally rises, and you'll notice how life starts to flow more easily. Raising your vibration is an ongoing journey. It's about embracing practices that keep you connected to your true self, being kind to yourself in the process, and remembering that every day is an opportunity to realign. The more you commit to these practices, whether it's trusting yourself, letting go of perfection, or simply taking time to rest, the more you'll see shifts in your energy and your life. I hope these ideas have inspired you to take small, meaningful steps to raise your vibration. Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about showing up for yourself consistently, with love and intention. What's one practice from today's conversation that you feel called to focus on? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and support you on this journey.